other races encountered yet. That's probably considering the number of... Oh! What do we have here? First of all, we have another contaminated and gas giant. But we have, looks like asteroids as well, a cluster of asteroids. A chance to find valuable resources and even learn something new and unique. You'll need a ship with a container transport, which we happen to have. Come back here to explore. And hopefully we'll get some more radium, or maybe some gravitonium would be useful. Plutonium, okay, that'll work too. So we've gotten some more plutonium. Let's move this way because that might lead to Deneb al-Janubi. Colony ship, getting close now. Our colony ship only has a speed of 2.9, so it's about 2/3, 3/4 of the speed of our freighters, based on the that colony module being fairly heavy. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Taking our first look at Polaris Sector, released yesterday on Steam. Real-time 4X space game. Okay, what do we have here? Pisces Austrinus. Another contaminated, and a planetoid. The planetoid at least have some metal, very small amounts of metal. And our first colony ship is about to arrive. Okay, and click colonize, select the planet we want to colonize. Okay, so we have our first colony now. Let me have a drink. Now, you remember when we looked at our starting planet, we're going to go with the micromanagement for now. When we looked at our starting planet, we had all of these green and red bars. Green was what was produced, and red it was areas that we couldn't build because of the balance between these. So this is the total number of facilities. If we would have made this a pure agricultural planet, we could build 100 farms at the expense of not being able to build anything else at all. Now, we know we have a production penalty, but we have a science and a food bonus here. So we're going to build this as somewhat of a mixed agricultural and science planet with a little bit of mining and production. For instance, organics would be a good thing to mine here because of the quantities here. And the plutonium is also probably a pretty decent thing to build. First of all, we have our colonial module. That gives us a little bit of income in the form of 2,400, almost 2,500 food and 0.49 or half a point of production. We're going to go ahead and start off with farms. Each farm takes 25 production points, and we're building, we got half a point a month, so you can see it's going to take that long to build our first one. I'm going to go ahead and start off with 3 of these. So that's going to queue these. And then I'm going to go and get at least one more factory, which will produce almost another full point of production per month. Now, it has a required population of 2,000. We only have 1,000 available, but by the time we get those 2 farms done, this will have grown a little bit as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll come back here in a little while and take a look and see how it's growing. Now, with that said, you can see our stockpile of food had been at about 170K per month of balance. It's down a little bit because we're consuming food out of that balance. As we get those farms done, those will increase again. You can also see that our area of influence has grown, so not that it has really helped anything. This is a dead arm of space. But if there were more stars down here, this would be a refueling point as well. Okay, let's go ahead and pause. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit again. And our scout over here. See if we found anything useful. Gas giant planetoid, no metals, no minables, no nothing. These planets are... Oh, is this? Nope, that's nothing. These planets are virtually dead down this sector of space. We got this one that has metals, organics, and whatnot. An exhausted dwarf and gas giant. This needs an atmospheric dome. We're not there yet. We'll take a look back at our research here momentarily. Okay, you can see here this yellow message at the bottom of the screen. 1781 tons of fuel required, possibly not enough to get back to home space. And that's because that'll leave us with roughly 14,000 tons of fuel, less than half, and because we took no detours along the path, that will leave us with not enough fuel to get back, period. So we're going to head back. That's as far as we can explore down there until we get some sort of additional base set up. Ooh, looky that pretty star. The Orion Trapezium system. It's a spectral class O. O-type star is very hot, extremely luminous, with most of their radiated output in the ultraviolet range. These are the rarest of all main sequence stars. Some of their most massive stars lie within this spectral class. O-class stars are often orbited by volcanic or active type planets. Okay. So let's go take a look and see how our research is doing real quick. We're down to 10 years required to finish the xenobiology because we bumped up the biology a little bit. It's almost worth tempted to go fully toward that. What is xenobiology going to lead to? Yeah, let's go ahead and set it as a priority. Why not? That'll take it from 10 years to 2 years, and then we'll go back to normal research. Scout's coming back. By the time that scout is back, we're going to be pretty close to having built our second scout, I think. But we've gone as far in that direction as we could go. I mean, we might be able to explore one more planet down there, Lambda, or one more star, Lambda Pisces Austrinus, maybe. We'll send one scout back out toward Upsilon Cygnus and the other out here along the Delta Cygnus arm, which should lead to Iota Cygnus and maybe Blue Aries. But it should be done here shortly. I think we can actually see, yeah, 1 year, 2 months left to build that scout. Ships take a while here in the early stages to build. Start with Tau Cygnus, since it's right there. And there is research complete in xenobiology. Okay. So what that did is open up, leads to the hydroponics farm, the marine farm, and xenopsychology. So we can scroll down here and see the marine farm is based purely on xenobiology points. And the xenobiology was, again, another 4 to 1 or something like that. Anyway, it'll take 179 years at the current rate of research. We will be building some research labs on the new planet, so that will obviously go down after a short period of time. And the hydroponics plant, which is useful, highly productive system with a regulated artificial climate necessary for producing planets on farms that are not suitable for farming. So that takes both complex design, which is a 4 to 1 math points, and xenobiology. So it'll take a while. We'll get there eventually. Okay, there is our new scout. So let's see what's off in this direction. We have our second scout ship. Might consider doing another colony ship here in the near future if we came up with anything even remotely. What did we do? Fleet reached Delta Cygnus, gas giant and contaminated. Once again, no metals. This is quite disheartening. Not only are there no livable planets, there aren't very few livable planets with our first tech of atmospheric domes. Tau Cygnus, nothing. And there are no metals or other bitables to even put a manufacturing planet on. Oh, what just happened? Whoa. Interesting. We just got a increase to our zone of control here. Interesting. What happened? We've got a desert planet, a planetoid, and a planetoid. I don't know what happened, but we just automatically got some sort of increase in our zone of control. Reached its destination. I don't see anything that's happened. Wow, that's interesting. You've got no place to move either. We're done with that area of space. Well, unfortunately, I don't. It's not going to do anything. It doesn't give us any. Oh, maybe it's just the. Oh, that's what it is. It's the 3D effect of the zone of control. I see. Okay, well, that's useful to know. Okay, guess I'll move you out over there now. Nothing, although there's plutonium on both of those planets. I wonder if they're in decent quantities. 4.4 and 2.2. Yeah, moderately decent for that 4.4 is anyway. Well, I think we've just about explored everything that we can actually reach. Let's see if we can get down there with this one. We might actually take a look at that wormhole. And surprisingly, we've only found one wormhole and very few other specials. Iota Cygnus should open up a little bit over here for exploration at least. Now let's take a look at our new planet. So we're up to 2,200 people, so we've gained a little bit. We've built 2 of our farms, and you can see as we did that, that starts blocking out some of the others. So we can't build 24 research anymore because of that. We can't build 26 production buildings either because of that, but that's fine. We are now producing 19K food, and we're only consuming 2, so our overall production's up to 164. Now, if I had a passenger ship, I could move some colonists quicker, but I don't have any passenger ships at the moment. A gas giant with plutonium in moderate quantities. Now, eventually, I'm hoping I might be able to do something with these moons. I don't know. Have not gotten to that point, and I haven't researched, or I haven't actually took that close of a look at the tech tree. I'm kind of playing this along for the surprise value as I unlock certain things as well. Oh, hey, we got an oceanic planet. We have another colonizable planet. Organics and science points. Only Earth-like and oceanic planets can host major research facilities. Okay, let's take a look at it. 15.4 in the organics. Oceanic planets are worlds of endless water and amazing weather events such as superstorms that extend for hundreds of thousands of kilometers, and the exotic marine cappuccino, a spontaneously appearing foam covering huge areas of the ocean. The atmosphere of these planets is suitable for oxygen-breathing races. The main difficulty when colonizing an oceanic planet is the rarity of dry land, or in some cases, the complete lack of it. For this reason, building floating platforms becomes a necessity. Mineral extraction is very limited because most of the resources are hidden deeply underwater. However, on such planets, it is possible to develop very efficient agricultural systems when using the necessary technologies. Also, oceanic planets are ideal for the construction of research facilities. So this is going to become a pure research planet, I think. And so we're going to go and we're going to use the plant colonization for this. And go to the innovation. With this, control type structures are built that accrue the greatest number of research points. Only when the maximum value of science points has been achieved will other types of buildings be erected. So we're going to go with that. And Then if we take a look, that opened up Rho Cygnus for exploration. We are now building, it's automatically went back to our primary colony and started building the colonizer. So in 5 years plus a year or so travel time, we will have landed on that oceanic planet. And looky there, as we speak, another Earth-like planet. So we are starting to find useful planet types now. There, where is my, there's my other scout. Still haven't found any other specials. Oh wait, I missed it. There's a blue wormhole there. Somehow I missed it. I'm wondering if I missed other things. We just landed in Pyleo Minor, which has a hot planet, requires radiation-resistant domes and atmospheric domes. There's also some asteroids here, so we will go ahead and explore. And we found a partially damaged computer of Prioni. It's complex design +8. Okay, I have no idea. That's not in our cargo bay. I'm over here, complex design +8. I don't know if that's just 8 points that immediately dumped into it, which means all these things that need complex design will have gained a little bit, not much. 8 points isn't much. I'll knock that down a little bit. Atmospheric domes. It's most. Oh, that's good actually. Complex design. Purely complex design, 168 points still required. Still a ways away, but I assume that's just 8 points, not like an 8-point ongoing bonus. It's not in my cargo hold, so it was a one-time bonus, it appears. Useful. Mildly useful, anyway. Still traveling down to Lambda Pisces Australis. Alula Borealis. 2 more uncolonizable planets. Not enough fuel. Okay, so we need to head back. And once I've completed the exploration of the zones we can, I might actually go ahead and attempt one of these wormholes. We've got 2 wormholes now. One red and one blue wormhole. And not much else yet. But by here in the near term, we'll actually have another planet colonized, which will extend my scouting range further as well. We're still 3.5 years away. Oh, we reached Lambda Pisces Australis. And that's the end of that line anyway, so go ahead and move back, we'll refuel, and then we'll consider going through a wormhole and see what happens. So that was the first tech bonus I've come across. I suppose we can see 166. Yeah, that appeared to have been a one-time bonus. Oops. Okay, so for those that have been in the channel for any length of time, the new EU4 expansion date announced. It will be released April 4th, so we will start some naval conquest in Europa Universalis here in a couple weeks. Okay, Okay, so that we'll take that scout ship, and we will explore this red wormhole. And that scout ship, I don't think there's really any place I can go and have range to get back. So I guess for that one we will just hold off until we get this colony ship done, which is in 8 months, and it will automatically start load. When you use the planned expansion, it will automatically load colonists and move off to the planet as well. So, as with everything else, all of our action buttons are up here. We're going to initiate the wormhole jump, cross our fingers, and pray that we have a way back. We don't have a way back. There's no return wormhole. Okay, I'm beginning to dislike wormholes. I can see that much now. I guess we'll just start traveling in a direction that leads us as close to home as we can, but we're going to end up losing the scout ship, I'm quite sure. Our colony ship is on the move. Iota Serpens. And of course it's a dead end. There's a frozen planet there with some decent minerals, but not that it'll do us any good. I'm not going to jump a colony ship through a wormhole. It's not going to happen. I don't think. Maybe it will. Who knows? In the meantime, our colony ship is on the move up here. Now it's got a... I think we looked at this. Its speed isn't terrible. 2.9. I'm going to let it get a couple jumps ahead, and then I'm going to move this scout up there. As soon as it lands, we'll have a new refueling point to play with. So we've explored Moose Serpens. Now, one thing that wormhole jump might have done is it might run us into another race that we can talk to or something. That's about all we can do at this point is talk to. Not finding any specials down here either, really. Plutonium. We'll keep traveling back toward home and hitting the more likely habitable stars along the way. Decent metal, organics, and plutonium on a hot planet. Let's see if we've got our colony ship in place yet. Nope, almost. Go ahead and start it along the way. It was it was Alpha Azulfafage. Here? Oh, there's a wormhole. Hey, why not? We're already lost in space once. Oh, wait, that's an alien fleet. What the hell? Wait a second here. Is it a wormhole or an alien fleet? Alien. Okay, that's what happens when you right-click on it. I don't know if that's a bug or what. We're going to go ahead and go another wormhole jump and see if it gets us... Well, I don't know if it's closer to home, but it's here. I think it's a little bit closer, maybe. Okay, our other scout is moving up. Let's take a look at our second planet now. We've finished building our farms. We're now building our first factory. And there you can see we've expanded our zone of control again. We're making 27.4k food and 0.49 production. That factory will take us up to 1.45 or thereabouts. Population is up to 4,100. We have 2,600 available. That factory will take 2,000 of those. Now we can also take a look at this planet, and it's being micromanaged, so we should start seeing it building things here soon. Planned colonization complete. Freedom. Freedom is the name of the planet. Let's change that. And we will call this, since it is an oceanic research planet, we will call this the, let's use Earth bodies, so we'll go with the Atlantic. No, we'll just call it Atlantic. That's good. Actually, let's call it Atlantis. That's even better. We have found the lost continent of Atlantis. It's on a whole other planet. No wonder we couldn't find it all these years. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Now, we are also going to go ahead and start another colony ship and move it up. We did find another habitable planet up there. Nothing useful. Still got a ways to get down to our safe zone. We're definitely going to run out of fuel. No doubt about that, but we might be able to get it close enough to maybe where we can build a tanker and go up and rescue it. So I'm not going to scrap it once it runs out of fuel, but oh, there's another wormhole. I don't think I'm going to take that one. I'm just going to try to keep moving closer to home territory. The closer we can get, I mean, we're potentially only a couple jumps away from home. Once I colonize another couple systems up here, then perhaps we can actually get something up there to help rescue it. And maybe this scout here will be able to find the route to get to it. Rho Centaurus. Haven't found any other races yet, which is kind of surprising since we did take this jump to 2 different sectors of space. Okay, so this one will now be able to explore out that away. There's another wormhole. You're not going to be able to make it back. In fact, you're only going to have enough fuel for maybe one more jump. But if Theta Cygnus and Phi Cygnus link up with these, then just perhaps we might be able to, there's some asteroids, we just might be able to rescue that ship. Explore. We got 104 more gravitonium. You're going to run out of fuel right there at El Copra. You're not going to have enough fuel to get to Phi Cygnus, I don't think. Maybe we will. Amazing how many planets have nothing. Yeah, okay, you can make one more jump. Now, if Theta Cygnus hooks up to Phi Cygnus, then all I have to do is design the tanker, build it, and we just might be able to rescue that ship. Yep, not enough fuel to get to either one. Okay, so you're stuck there for a while. I don't think there's any way to... you know what? Maybe if I merge fleets, I might be able to do it without a... oh, hey, we found another oceanic. We're finally starting to find... except for one thing. There's no link off of Theta Cygnus. Oh, no. No, that's a dead end. Now, wait a second. Say Zeta Cygnus should hook up to Xi Cygnus. No, it doesn't. We're going in the wrong direction. Okay, how's Azulfafage? How's Atlantis looking? Well, we're building our floating platform. Yeah, our floating platform, which we need for people. build oceanic platforms. You could build 275 of them. Wow. To actually put structures on, I guess. How is New Light looking? We still have 6 years to our first factory. Yeah, we're moving in the wrong direction. We're not going to be able to rescue our ship, it looks like. But we're so close. Volcanic. It requires seismo-resistant atmospheric domes. Exploration continues. Colonizer almost done. I think we've got one more Earth-like and one more oceanic. Fleet construction complete. We've reached Moodleo Minor. Nothing there. Oops. Nope. We're going to run out of fuel if we do that, so let's go back and refuel. Okay, so go back. We've got a colonizing ship, board colonists, and set out for Azelfafage. Now, another thing we can do is if we look at, I think it's the economics panel, we can come down here and take a look at planets, and we discovered planets. We have one Earth-like and one oceanic here. You can see what the consumption and the production is of these. I think I'm going to go ahead to Rho Cygnus 1, and that'll be our next colony. So that's where this colony ship will head. Rho Cygnus. Okay. If I knew I had a way to get to this arm of the galaxy, I would maybe build a tanker, but I don't see any way up there. Everything is pretty much deaded out, unless Leo Minor might move up to Moose Centaurus and down. That might be the connection. I'm going to wait until, you know what, yeah, I'm going to wait. I don't know that we're anywhere close to getting any kind of useful tech yet. Let's take a look. We got 50 years for enhanced tungsten. I could speed that up. It's straight automation. Island of stability. What does this do? Development of the technology of low energy synthesis of stable super heavy G elements. The study of the physico-chemical properties of the resulting elements and compounds, as well as the creation of materials and devices based on these elements. Plasma alloying. Process of obtaining, yeah. Let's get enhanced tungsten. If we get a lighter armor and can get our scouts to be able to move further, maybe I can actually rescue that ship. I really need a new engine tech, but I think that, oh, what did that do to it? Took it from 40 years to 5 years. Still a ways away, but by the time we get this new colony established, I guess you could just stay there at Rho. You don't need to go all the way back. Nope, I guess you can't cancel an order en route. Actually, you can't cancel route. Too late. That's fine. You just turn right back around and go back to Rho. It's not going to give them much more range anyway. That's only one jump further that they could make, so I'm going to just hold them there for now. Okay, that is the colonizer. Let's colonize. And we'll stick with the micromanagement of this one again. And start out the same way. We're going to build 4 farms. We'll go with 5 farms. This one's going to have a slightly... maybe what's our total production is -8. Science and food bonus. Probably do mining everything here, except for maybe gravitonium. It's only 0.64. Maybe we'll not do that. What's this one looking like here? Factory's still 1 year away. That'll bump us up to a full 1.5 of production at least. Okay, now we do have one more oceanic up along this path here somewhere. Theta Cygnus, which is 4 jumps away, while 3 jumps off of the main arm, which might get us the ability to move out there. I'm going to hold off and let some of these planets populate a little bit more. We're up to 6,800. Building factory complete. Okay, what's next for this one? So we now have a full 1.5 production points. Let us go ahead and mine the organics. So we come here to mining of resources. Organic plant. Just, I wonder, maybe I should build 2 of them. Let's just build 1. It takes 80 production. We are only got a production and a half per. So let's build 1 for now. It's going to take 4 years. How's our auto production looking? Still building the first floating platform? No, our second floating, or our third floating platform. I had a problem saying that. So we've got 1 on auto manage and 2 on micromanage, and we'll probably auto manage that second oceanic planet when we get there as well. Okay, research is being dedicated to the enhanced tungsten, so we'll see what that does. I can get... I'm curious to see if that will connect up to Musantaris. Well, I guess it won't, because oh yeah, it might connect to Musantaris because we haven't explored that one either. That might be our connection to get to our stranded scout ship over there. So beware wormholes. So far I haven't found one wormhole that was a 2-way connection. What's going on here? Oh, I thought I told it to move. It didn't move. Go move. Okay, so our region of space is expanding. Looking around, we still have found no other races. Okay, we've got the enhanced tungsten armor, which is obviously doesn't lead to anything. It's a pure usable item. So we're back to fully balanced. We'll go back 60% more in the fundamentals, which again is straight biology, chemistry, math, and physics. We still only have 4.5 research points, but once that research planet starts kicking in, we should start generating some more research points. We are now 32 automation points away. You know what? Do we want to do that? Possible to increase fuel density, which assists in the creation of this customized tank that is smaller in overall size. However, to function, it requires almost 2 times more energy than a small standard tank. I'm just going to let that complete on its own. Island of Stability will also complete. Subatomic particles. If I were to complete anything quickly, I think it might be subatomic particles and see what that leads to. But I think we'll just leave it go as is for now. Okay, so colony number 2 is now up to 7,000 people. Colony number 3 is up to 3,000, and it's still building floating platforms, so it assumes we need a ton of those, I assume. Again, this one's under auto build, and its policy is innovation, which is research, so it evidently needs a number of these oceanic platforms built before it can start building research facilities. Meantime, our scout is on the way to ETA Leo Minor. Ada Leo Minor, ETA Leo Minor, yeah, Ada. So if anybody has any questions or wants to see anything or have anything explained, I'm not sure I can explain a lot, being my first real dive into it, but I'll show off what I can. Okay, we've got our factory complete, so now we're got a one, or no, that was the organics plant. So we are now harvesting 2.2 organics. I'm going to go ahead and I think food is fine. I'm going to build a single research center. Requires a population of 5,000. We currently have 3,700 free, but in 14 years that it'll take to build it, you know what, that's too long. Scratch that. Let's go to another factory and get a little bit more build points. Now, one thing to note, we can't build an orbital shipyard. If we wanted to, we couldn't build it until we had at least 3 planetary factories. I don't know that I'm going to build an orbital shipyard here, but I at least want to boost our production a little bit. That'll give us another production point. I'm going to put 2 factories down and probably call it quits at that point for factories. And then we'll see what we can build from there. We might do a little bit more mining, get some more organics. We still have an organic income, positive income of 3.8. Fleets do require maintenance in the form of most of these resources, as far as I understand it. Okay, so we're going to make it to Ada Leo Minor here, and hopefully that'll connect to New Centaurus. If it does, we will look at designing possibly a tanker and going to rescue our stranded ship that is over there in Phi Cygnus. But it does not connect. We have no connection to that stranded ship still. Let's see, I don't think we have the fuel to get anywhere else except to go back. Oh, where's this? Oh, we have a space anomaly. I missed it somehow. Let's go back and look at that space anomaly. Somehow, some of these things are hard to see. Space anomaly. Anomalous zones in space are rare phenomena that merit a closer look. You'll need a ship with a container transport module, and again, our scouts have 2 container transport modules, so we're okay there. Have you started building anything else? Nope, you're still building floating platforms. What about our new Earth planet? Still building a farm. It's 1 year to a farm. We have plenty of food income. We've got a surplus of 176K. And I'm going to keep up that on especially on these Earth-like planets, down to 175K, because as we start colonizing desert planets, once we get those atmospheric modules done, we're going to need that extra food. So let's click our little explore button and see what we get. Medium radioactive ore concentrate, 4,600 plutonium. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. That's just more than doubled our plutonium stockpiles. We now have over 7,000 plutonium stockpiles. And of course, anything we build with engines needs plutonium, so... Okay, back home to refuel, and that's probably it. I really don't know if I want to hit this other wormhole and strand a second scout ship. Maybe I'll build a scout ship just to do that. Let's do that, since you're not building anything else at the moment. Let's come down here, build another scout ship, and we'll build a sacrificial lamb to explore that second wormhole. Now this wormhole, now the other thing is, I don't know if they always go to the same place. I haven't tried going to the, oh, okay, yeah, you can see the link down here actually. And unfortunately there is not a return link at the far side, but you can see the wormhole lane. So they do evidently go to the same place every time, which is useful to know. Okay, so we got another scout ship being built. That one will go ahead and send through the second wormhole that we know about. Would help if I paused it, I guess. And no connection to... See, now this ship got here because we explored this wormhole. That brought us down here. Then we traveled north, and then we explored this wormhole, and that took us all the way up here, which was closer to home, actually. But once we got here and started moving toward home, we ran out of fuel here in Phi Cygnus with no connection to our arm of space so far. I suspect I might have to go all the way up through these and up to whatever this is, Theta Leo Minor, to connect to Lucerne Stars. That's what it's looking like. And if I actually found a connection, I'd build a tanker to go refuel it and get it home, but I haven't found a connection yet. I'm going to continue using you to explore what I can here in this arm, and use the third scout ship to travel the wormhole. Okay, so we are now we're 4 months from another factory. That'll take us to about 2.45 build points, which will make that next factory a little bit faster. That'll put us at about 3.4 total production points there on that planet, which is probably a good start. Now, one thing I have not determined, I don't think there's any real differentiation in planet size. All Earth-like, I think, probably have the same total build capacity, and all Oceanic probably have the same total build capacity as far as facilities. I haven't seen anything for sure that I could say one way or the other. We're up to 10,000 population on our first colony. Up to 4,000 population on our second colony, and our governor is building yet more floating platforms. How do I keep pausing? No. Back into research. I'm going to keep it running while I have this going. Still got 28 years for the gravity resonance. Subatomic, 52 years, 86 points of physics. You know what? We're going to go and take a look and see what subatomic particles will do. We're going to set that as a priority, which will put all of our points into physics, since it doesn't require any of the intermediate applied sciences. We're going to go 100% fundamental science physics, and that'll bump that up from 52 years down to 7 years, and we'll have the particles researched and see what that leads to. Subatomic particles, see what that leads to. Another platform done in a year. And this ship is only going to be able to go explore one more system and then run back for fuel, explore one more system and run back for fuel. I might go ahead and do the, after we get subatomic particles, unless something interesting comes up, I might go ahead and get those new fuel tanks as well. They'll be relatively quick, like 4 years maybe. Okay, so we've just built, this is the Planet 2. Got 3,000 available. Let's see if we can add a research lab in 6 years. It's reasonable, a reasonable amount of time. Reasonable amount of time we'll get some more research going there, since my Oceanic research planet hasn't actually started building research facilities yet. It's still trying to get enough floating platforms to be able to support structures and or people. I'm not sure what the how the governors do that, so we'll keep an eye on that planet for a bit. So we've got Iota Leo Minor. We reach, nope. Yep, one planet, run back for fuel. One planet, run back for fuel, which means after we finish this colony ship, we are going to go ahead, scout ship, we'll go ahead and build another colony ship and extend our reach a little bit more. Got just a year left for that scout. Let's add a colonizer to the queue. Okay, so one thing I noticed in the brief playthrough that I did yesterday just to test it out was after I'd gone through a wormhole, I hadn't met any races, but later on, looking at the map a dozen years later, I saw zones of control from other races in that area that I had explored. So we might actually see some of those pop up in some of these areas that I've actually explored. If we keep looking at that galaxy map here over time. How do I keep pausing it? I want to pause it. Okay, so this scout ship, when it's done, is going to go through this blue wormhole here at Iota Cygnus, which I think is the only other, yeah, that's the only other anomaly I think that I have access to that we haven't explored. There it is. So let's move here to Iota Cygnus and sacrificial lamb number 2. 3 years left on that, and you're still building floating platforms. We have 10 months left for that farm, producing 30,000 food. We're up to 187,000 food surplus per month. 29 million total food. Stockpiles of the minerals other than the radium and the gravitonium are increasing. We probably need to get whatever gravitonium we can. So on these planets that we've got gravitonium on, I'm going to build mines because we are used for force fields, fuel cells, anti-gravity engines. Okay, crossing our fingers. Let's initiate wormhole jump. And that takes us, it didn't look like too far. Okay, no, it was a pretty distant jump, wasn't it? That leads us here and immediately to an Earth-like. Oh, wow. Penalty to gravitonium and radium. Bonus to food science and a bonus to production. That's useful. Ton of organics, decent amount of plutonium, moderate amount of metals, decent amount of gravitonium. I really don't want to send a colony ship through a wormhole, though, so I'm just going to keep that in mind. I really need to look at expanding. Oh, there's another wormhole. Well, this arm is not going to get me closer to home, so I'm just going to go wormhole jumping. Why not? Okay, that's not too far from home. We might actually be able to make a trip. Decent metals, organics, and plutonium. That is a hot, contaminated, and a dwarf. Let's see if we can actually get close to home. If we actually can make a trip through 2 wormholes and get close to home, I wouldn't mind sending a colony ship through. Okay, and then the last one that you could probably explore. Yeah, that's probably the last one you'll be able to explore. Building a colonizer now. We got another wormhole. I'm not going to take this one. Well, maybe I will because that ended going back toward the home worlds. And I can't get to... Yeah, okay. Wormhole jump it is. Well, that's not far from where we have. Well, we've got some asteroids here at least. Let's see what we get here when we explore. We've got a jump in our plutonium. Another 2,000 plutonium. Useful. Useful. What planets? An exhausted dwarf and a gas giant? No, nothing really spectacular there. Again, not too terribly far from home here. We might have a wormhole, series of wormholes explored by the time we're done with this trip. Hot, contaminated planetoid, got metals, organics, and plutonium in moderate abundance, it looks like. Still building floating platforms. Oh, hey! We were done building floating platforms. We are now going to build a factory here. It's only going to take 15 years to do that. And then our first research center on that oceanic planet, which is supposed to be a research planet overall. So the factory is being built in order to get us some additional production points for the research center, I'm sure. Because we only have half a production point a month. A research center will take a ton of time with at a half a point a month. It'll take a ton of time at 1.5 a month as well, but not as much, not quite as much. Okay. In the meantime, we have another farm being built there. Okay, research center. Okay, that will help. If we take a look here now, instead of 4.5, we got 5 3/4 research points. And we're almost done with subatomic particles too. We got 1 month. Got a fleet reached its destination. Which one looks more probable? Let's go up to Sigma Leo. And there's our subatomic particles. Okay, that led to camouflage module. Interesting. Stealth ships. Paired lasers. Long distance scanning array. So now anything that takes subatomic particles, 225 research into subatomic particles is now getting a fraction of a subatomic particle point a month now, because subatomic particles are based on math, was it? We're getting a certain number of math points a month. That's how this research likes. I kind of like it. Oh, our first engine type. Ion engines took thermonuclear synthesis, which we started with, I think, and subatomic particles. Thermonuclear reactor for power generation. So those subatomic particles led to quite a few things on thermonuclear missile. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and, since it only takes 24 automation points, we're going to complete it. It'll take just 2 years. That'll give us new fuel cells, and maybe we'll look at upgrading a design of our scout ship and see if we can improve our capabilities of our scouts. We should have a colony ship done here shortly. Yep, 9 months. That'll extend our reach a little bit here. Planet with radium, metal, organics, and plutonium, not bad. Trying to get him close to the other scout ship up here. Trying to find some sort of connection there. Okay, we've got our new colony ship. We're going to board some colonists and send you up to, was it Theta Cygnus, I think? Yeah, the other oceanic up there is Theta Cygnus. It normally wouldn't have enough fuel to get all the way up there, but it'll hit a pair of planets here to refuel at on its way through, so. Okay, we've reached Adara. Nothing useful there. Okay, we've got a farm complete, and I have finished our construction here. So this is our second Earth-like colony. We're up to 5. We're going to go ahead and get the radium mined first. Start building up a little bit more of that anyway. Wow, that's 36 years to do. I wonder if I want to do a factory first. That's 18 years for a factory. Yeah. Let's build a factory first, and I believe you can drag and drop these and change them around. So the radium, there we go. So the factory will get done first. Continue on. And that was not quite a dead end, but that's a dead end arm. It's a little triangle of 3 planets off of Upsilon Leo, so Okay, anything over here? Oh, what's that? Research points are required to advance in some of the applied sciences. Uh, force fields, bacteria engineering, and anti-gravitation. Ooh, nice. Oh, wow. I need to make a note of this one. A super-Earth is a rare planet type with a mass several times greater than that of terrestrial planets, but smaller than gas giants. The crust and core of such planets are composed of super-heavy radioactive elements eventually decaying to inert gases that form the atmosphere. This is due to the highly radioactive background of the super-Earth, which, together with a strong gravitational force, seriously impedes colonization and introduces a number of significant limitations. First of all, it is necessary to construct special radiation-resistant colonial modules along with atmospheric domes. Secondly, the high background radiation burns up any organic matter, and the inert atmosphere does not allow plants to breathe, negating the introduction of any type of agriculture. Thirdly, the construction of scientific facilities, with the exception of specialized laboratories, is impossible due to the high levels of radiation and electromagnetic background which disrupt the functioning of sensitive scientific equipment. However, super-Earths are very attractive as a source of rare materials, among which are mostly radioactive elements. It is worth noting that the richest deposits of radium are only found on planets of this type. Also on super-Earths, production facilities of mediocre efficiency can be built at the expense of resource extraction. 11 radium and 8 metals. That is brilliant, plus the research opportunities. Now, what is this saying here? Research points are required to advance in some, in some of the applied sciences, force fields, bacteria engineering, and anti-gravitation. They are generated at planetary research institutes that can be built on some planets with natural anomalies. So I have to be able to build research facilities of a certain type there, I think is what that is. But that is nice, and that's as far as I can go without going back for refueling. So let's go back for refueling. And we've got our gravity resonance tank. So we'll take a look at some upgraded ships here. Now we do have the medium armor turret, which is getting close to completion as well. It's just automation. Installation point for medium-sized weaponry. If a turret is positioned on the upper deck, it's 360 degrees of fire. We went over that earlier. The range of weapons installed is increased by 3%. So it's not quite as good as the super heavy, but I'm sure it's also only a 4. Yeah, it's only a 4x4. Can be used on corvettes, battle satellites, and freighters. So that is useful. I'm going to get closer to completion before I rush it, I think. We'll go back to heavier mathematics, which mathematics also will improve the automation. So we'll go to 50% mathematics. At least. That will reduce the time for those a little bit while not completely negating the other fields. I'm going to take a really quick break. I need to go grab myself something to drink, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay. And back. Let us continue. Probably going to run this another hour, and we'll see how far we can make it here through. Again, Polaris Sector, Sleuthering, one of the Sleuthering Games productions. Looks to be fairly solid so far. I'm enjoying it. Released yesterday on Steam. And so far, it has been a bit of fun. Now, we haven't had any interactions with any aliens yet, so unfortunately no combat this episode. And our scout is just about to run out of fuel and get stranded. Our second stranded ship. I believe they're taking maintenance, so I might actually disband them. I'm not sure where we see that. Well, before I disband it, I'll at least be able to grab whatever minerals are in this cluster of asteroids. And watching our stockpiles over here. It's nice that they're automatically transferred. That was some radium there, 168, small amount of it, but it's there. Now, can we see actual maintenance? Let's see if we go to the ship designer, freighter, scout, upkeep costs. Yeah, so here you can see our upkeep costs. So it's costing us 0.28 metals, 0.28 organics, 0.07 plutonium, 0.01. So I'm not going to worry too much about two stranded scouts. I might be able to find my way back to them. The amount required to rebuild the ships doesn't outweigh 100 years of them being out there just stranded for maintenance, so I'll just leave them. Okay, we're up to 16,000 population. We're not building anything, are we? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right, we did a research center. Let us go. Any more resources here too that we really need to exploit? Yeah, probably some more organics, I guess. Maybe some plutonium as well. Let's go ahead and build the organic plant, one of them, and then also queue up a plutonium radiochemical. Yeah, one of those. Remember saying, yeah, I do remember seeing the research done, or the research facility done, actually. Okay, in the meantime, our research planet is back to building a factory. Did it build its first research? Or is it queued? No, it's queued up afterwards, okay. Still trying to get that first factory out of there to boost the build speed. Okay, well, that leaves us with one ship. There goes our colony ship, which is good. That's going to, I think, Theta Cygnus, yep, which will allow us to extend our range at least a little bit. Oh, we got a pirate fleet. Oh, no. Oh, no. What do we have here? We don't have any combat ships. Unknown ships, unknown ships. We have no combat capability. This is not good. I don't want to go to the ship designer. I want to go to crash build at least a couple corvettes. Now our corvettes, if we go back to the ship designer, I guess, we'll take a look and see what their capability is here. Corvette, strike corvette. We can see they have ion guns, 4 of them, as their armament. We're going to go with that. Hopefully they'll be relatively quick to build. Strike corvette. 7 years to build one. I probably should have done this a long time ago. But nothing to do about it now. Let's build one. They're not moving